everybody. Welcome to PNM Movies Criticisms. I'm Miss M.
And I'm Miss P.
Welcome back, everyone. It's so lovely to have you. You know we love having you here. If you're new, come and enjoy the ride. And if you're not, well, welcome back and sit yourself on down and relax yourself. Thank you for coming back again. So, Miss P, you know what time it is. I need you to hype me up. Yeah. Come on, me up. Hype. Come on.
You don't need no hype. You better hype your girl up.
Yeah.
You don't need no hype. You better hype your girl up. You don't need no hype. You better hype your girl up. Better hype yourself up. You don't need no hype. You better hype yourself
PNM movie criticisms. Ha. PNM movie criticisms. PNM movie criticisms. Got the hot sauce. PNM movie criticisms with the hot sauce. That's right. We talk about all the things that are hot and all the things that are. Miss P, what are we reviewing tonight?
I think we're reviewing something worse than Mad Max Furiosa. We are reviewing The Dead Don't Die.
Excuse me, everyone. That was so lackluster. What are we reviewing? and then she's like, we're reviewing something. The dead don't die. So I think everybody, you can tell that Miss P is not into this film. So that means we need to rate it with our hot sauce chart. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of us that don't know, Miss P and I have what we call PNM Movies Criticisms hot sauce chart, where we rate the best movies out of the Carolina Reaper. This movie has everything, misses nothing. This is Oscar, Emmy, Grammy, gold, it's platinum. But then you have the ghost pepper, and it's hot, but it's missing something. Beneath that, you have the habanero. It's good. You know, we had a good time watching it, you and your family and your friends. Beneath that is the, well, jalapeno, which is just, I think that's enough said. At the bottom, you have the bell pepper. Give me my money and the time I wasted minutes back. So, no more anticipation. Miss P, tell us. We all want to know the sauce.
Bell pepper.
Bell pepper. Can you smell the mildness? Boy, bell pepper, huh? I'm going to rate The Dead Don't Die, which also, ladies and gentlemen, is directed by Jim Jarmusch, okay? And he's also the writer, too, by the way. I'm going to rate this a habanero. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this movie has dry humor. Very dry.
Like the Sahara Desert.
Yes. So if you're not into dry humor, you are not going to be into this movie. However, if you have dry humor, much like I do myself, then you're gonna find some giggles and you're gonna like it. Miss P, she doesn't have dry humor, not like Miss M. No, not like me. So we have to give a justification as to why we're rating this movie the way we are. So, hey, Miss P, can you introduce our audience to PNM Movie Criticisms criteria?
Sure can. Coming in at number 9, we have, do we like it or do we love it? Number 8, we have, is it historically accurate? Number 7, did it strike my emotions? Number 6, did it keep my attention? Number 5, what are the production elements? Number 4, directing. Number 3, the quality of acting. Number 2, the quality and the effects, the sound quality, and effects. And number 1, the cinematography.
Ding, ding, ding.
My favorite thing in the world is cinematography. If there's something under negative 1,000, that's where I am with this movie. Did I like it or did I love it? I didn't like it and I didn't love it. It was very mediocre for me.
Yeah. I could tell. She was talking a lot more throughout this movie. I mean, it's normal when we watch movies. You know, it's normal to have a commentary here and there, but it was definitely more than usual. So I was like, she doesn't like this movie. Oh boy. So, do I like it or do I love it? I don't love it. No. I like it. It's a very calm, very nice, but love it? No. It's not that for me. So, yeah. So, Miss P, I guess that goes to our historical accuracy as far as, I guess, in this case, because it's fiction, then of course, as always, we just go into the facts and everything about the film. So what do you think about based on number 8?
Okay, so let's skip some things. Let's go straight to the meat and potatoes. So we're gonna do this straight no chaser. Is it historically accurate? Yes, because this is a zombie movie. Yes, you go straight for the head. You aim for the head. You kill the head, the body will perish. So yes, this is historically accurate through just about any zombie film that you see. If you get bitten, you change, you turn, they're going to have to shoot you in the head or cut your head off. So, yes, that part is historically accurate.
Okay, okay. Well, yes, this is true. In the event of a zombie apocalypse, everybody, always remember, take out the head. Haha. Okay, so yeah, so this movie right here has a really fun cast, though, right? Let's talk about
It's an odd cast. It's a very odd people that were in this movie. It was just, it didn't, I don't know. It was like it worked for when it worked, but when it didn't, it didn't. Like Bill Murray, super funny usually, right? Like I like Bill Murray. But the other guy, Kylo Ren from Star Wars,
Adam Driver.
yeah, it didn't do it for me. Like their chemistry was just not it for me. Like they had a funny on-screen chemistry, but the chemistry when I look for like co-leading actors, it's either like they got it or they don't. And to me they didn't have it because it was just weird. It was just a weird film all the way around. Like give it a look because here's the thing. I'm not going to bash the film the whole time because this is worse than Mad Max Furiosa, okay? But let's just get that together.
Yay.
This is worse than Mad Max Furiosa. But the characters, the main two characters, did not have the character arc that I was looking for. The ending didn't make sense. The middle just kind of fell apart. The beginning started strong, then it kind of fell apart, like towards the middle. And I don't like that about movies because I need an ending to either be crazy, like, or resolve itself. And no, neither one of those two things happened. It didn't resolve itself.
True. I wonder if there's gonna be like a sequel. I wouldn't mind a sequel, but I don't know because, a lot of people are like you. And I was like, nope, no, stop. I will not be influenced. But I see where you're coming from, Miss P. I do. So let's talk about what she's talking about Bill Murray, who portrays Chief Cliff Robertson, and Adam Driver, who portrays Officer Ronnie Peterson. These two actors, for me, when they're on the screen, they have the type of chemistry of that acquaintances would have, that see each other, that work every day. So in a way, it works, I think, for me. And also starring, we have Tilda Swinton as Zelda Winston, Tom Waits as Hermit Bob, Chloe Sevigny as Officer Mindy Morrison, Steve Buscemi as Farmer Frank Miller, and we have Danny Glover as Hank Thompson, Ed Balint as Fern, Maya Delman as Stella, Talila Whitaker as Olivia, Jahi Diallo Winston as Geronimo, Kevin McCormick as the guard. I was thinking that the guards, they kind of look like WWE wrestlers.
Uh-huh.
But anyways, in Caleb Landry Jones, Bobby Wiggins, and Sid O'Connell as the guard two, and ours as Dean. And we have Rosie Perez in the house as Posey Juarez, okay? And Jody Markle, you don't really see her a lot. She's just a woman on TV. Literally, that's what she is, a woman on TV. So when it comes to what Miss P said about the story arc, I can see that. I can see that. The story arc is pretty much this. Beginning. I have some quotes to help with the story arc, Miss P. Did you write any quotes down? That's how much
Because I
she
didn't like it.
dislikes it. There were no movie. Okay, so this is the beginning of the movie. I have a quote. This is Chief Cliff Robertson and Officer Ronnie Peterson. So Chief Cliff Robertson starts off. This is Bill. So what are you thinking? Oh, and let me give you context. Let me give you context first. The context is there's a diner in a small town called Centerville. Centerville is A small town with a population of 738. This is that country. This is where Officer Bob is known as Officer Bob all of the time. If he's off duty, if he's on duty, it's always Officer Bob, right? This is where Farmer Frank is always, well, if you're a farmer, you're Farmer Frank. So Farmer Frank is always Farmer Frank, okay? And Hermit Bob, well, he's a hermit, so he's a Hermit Bob, right? This is that type of place. Small, very country's got one place to get food to eat out, and that's the diner. That's it. It's got a diner, it's got a police station, it's got a one funeral home, it's got one of everything it needs as a town to fully function. This is that type of place, okay? So then something happens. Something strange is happening everywhere. The clouds aren't the same. The moon has a weird glow. There are storms, and the earth has shifted. The axis, really, the Earth's axis has shifted, and ever since, nothing has been right. The first murders of Centerville have just happened. Chief Cliff Robertson and Officer Ronnie Peterson stand outside with Hank Thompson. He's the one who called the police. They look at the bodies inside and the diner. They don't know what's going on. No one has a clue. Chief Cliff Robertson says to fellow officer Ronnie Peterson, "So, what are you thinking?" "I'm thinking zombies." "Are you trying to tell me you're thinking zombies did this?" "Yes."
That's absurd. Like the absurdity factor doesn't work for me. It's just like, think about the driest people that you've ever been around in your life, right? Think about the driest people. Put about 6 of those driest people in one room and then try to make a movie. That's what this movie was for me. It was not like, there was some parts that were like, ah ha ha ha. Okay. Ha ha ha. Okay. This is getting weirder and weirder and weirder and weirder and weirder. Number 7. Did it strike my emotions? Miss M, did it strike your emotions?
Well, to be fair, zombie movies never really strike my emotions, you know? The most emotions I've ever had watching anything with zombies was when, man, what's that movie remember when Brad Pitt was in a zombie movie?
World War Z or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the zombies were sprinting like track stars. Now that to me was horrifying. I was like, oh no, we're all gone. Like the only protection you have against zombies is that they're pretty slow and they don't notice you unless you're loud or anything. And they don't know how to go walk around stuff. So if you put up barricades, you're pretty good. What barricades or anything are you gonna put up with sprinting zombies like that? That is
Well, I remember the first sprinting zombie that I ever saw was the George Romero movie from back in the day. I don't even know what his name is. The dude from The Boy Is Mine video.
Girl, I haven't seen that video since I was a teenager. So Bridging Zombies, you know what? I'm gonna have to go back and watch that movie. I mean that movie music video. If you know The Boy Is Mine has a Monica and Brandy.
Mackay Pfeiffer. Mackay Pfeiffer.
Oh
There we go.
my God. Okay. So yeah, Sprinting Zombies. Now that got some emotion out of me. Okay. But but the dead don't die. Did it strike my emotions? The word in itself, strike, it gives you the sense that did it really, really tug those emotions? The answer would be it made me laugh. It made me smile. So technically, going off of just being black and white, as a matter of fact, well, yes. What about you, Miss P?
The movie was Dawn of the Dead, where they were taking off like track stars for me. That was the first time ever I had seen zombies run. Was in that movie right there for me.
Creepy.
Was Dawn of the Dead. Yeah. That's what I had to go all the way around the world to figure out what I needed because that was the first movie that I saw zombies run, like take off full fledged, like I'm a runner, I'm a track star.
No, that is scary.
Enjoy
Like,
for you.
your kneecap hasn't busted out yet. Aren't you like decaying? Like, oh my God. But anyways, anything more you want to say about number 7, Miss P?
Did it strike my emotions? No. It made me be like, my gosh, what movie have we reviewed that I just absolute trash? Mad Max Furiosa in this one. Yep.
Mad Max
This one.
Furiosa
This
is
one.
really coming through on like a lot of things. Mad Max Furiosa Saga. Hey,
Yeah.
hey George, you're getting a lot of
Horrible.
screen time, huh? George Adam George Miller, the director of Mad Max Furiosa
But
Saga.
this movie had okay, so did it strike my emotions? Let me be purely honest. No, I didn't like this movie because it's funny. It gave me a little dry chuckles. Like it gave me some dry chuckles. Mm, but that's about it. But what I didn't like was the fact that it it's a society piece. It's basically like a think piece, and I don't. When you make a movie about one thing, but you put in a whole bunch of stuff about another thing, I don't. I don't like that. I don't like the red herring. I don't. I don't like red herrings because basically, if you look at it, they all look down on the homeless guy. Well, the hermit that they say. But the weird thing is, he doesn't get attacked. He just watches and narrates, which I think is weird. There's unresolved things like what happened to the kids. They just went and hid and nothing happened. You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it was just a lot of unresolved weird stuff that was happening that I didn't like. Like, can I appreciate this movie for being a zombie movie? Yes. If you're looking for something to do, you can put on this movie and have it playing in the background and get work done. But as far as striking my emotions, that's why I didn't like it. It's because it didn't resolve itself. It didn't do anything for me except for make me go, okay, so we didn't go back and tie up this loose end. Okay, so this is an open ended thing. Where are the kids? What happened to the kids? Because you spent about a good 30 minutes with the kids, and it's just weird.
What
It's just
30 minutes with the
weird.
kids?
No, like at the beginning, we spent a lot of time, like, we know their names. We know that he always sneaks up to the girls' part. We know, you see what I'm saying? Like,
Geronimo?
yeah, it's just like, what happened? They hid in the closet.
Yeah, they didn't notice them, the zombies. It's lucky they have that frosted glass type of window. Because if they saw them, they definitely would have been trying to get in there.
Uh-huh.
And the guards did a good job not even like opening the door. You know, they at the end of the day, those guards really protected those kids with their lives. That is something. But yeah, so there's this absurdity to it that it takes a certain kind of quirkiness to appreciate, and again, also dry humor. So, Miss P, let's talk about production element.
It had a very peculiar way it was shot. So I said that from off the rip. From off the rip, I was like, this just shot weird. So that had me to already question it, and I was like, nope, not gonna like it because it's shot too strange, and I don't like it when it's like surrealism movies. I don't like those, so it was shot weird. But yes, the production elements. Didn't like the shooting. I didn't care to look anything up about this movie because I didn't like it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's why you have Miss M. Miss P, you should still look things up.
This is also me. I don't like stuff. When I don't like stuff, you know what you get? Bottom of the barrel. You wanted to give me trash, I'm gonna give you trash back. You get
Ooh,
nothing from me.
ice cold, ice cold. Ah, ooh, I feel the chill. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about numbers. Now, I saw some people talk about this budget, that budget, blah 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 blah, but I'm seeing $110 million. That was what IMDb. Box Office Mojo, profit, domestic 5. If we add into international, we're talking about $15 million, $325,468. Released June 14th, 2019 to July 18th, 2019. I believe it was recently put on Netflix, so you can watch it at Netflix, on Netflix. I believe it was put there in 2024. But yeah, yes, yes. So, anyway,
What does that tell you? Movie was a flop.
So technically speaking. So yeah. Now, as far as the movie being shot, I thought it was pretty clean. You basically have an introduction of the characters. It gives you're very familiar with this kind of trope and you're very familiar with this formula for shooting. We all are. Where you might have one protagonist who goes on a journey, let's say in a regular part of a life, and along the way, what you're seeing is an introduction of all the characters that you have in the film. So it starts off with the chief. Let's see, what is his name again? It starts off with Chief Cliff Robertson and Officer Ronnie Peterson inquiring about how Farmer Frank has said that Herman Bob has stolen a chicken. You know, um, Herman Bob pops off a little piece of a gun. I'm gonna gun little, just a little thing. It's just a pop, right? Which is that's how guns actually sound, right? They're more like a pop, and they sounds more like firecrackers, you know. Because most people think guns sound bigger simply because of Hollywood. That is not the case, right? So it really just has that popping sound, all right? And Officer Ronnie Peterson's like, hey, should we take him in after he pulled up his gun? And Chief Cliff Robertson is like, no, no, just chill, chill, chill. So anyways, they leave and they're driving. As they're driving past all these locations. There's the detention center where the kids are. Then they're driving past to the funeral home where we have our interesting character Zelda, Winston portrayed by Tilda Swinton. Then you drive past the moonlit hotel. So it's in the scenery that they start to introduce different characters. So I thought that was wholesome, as in clean, for the shooting. I mean, we've seen this before in many movies. The way it was done was a little bit more different because while the protagonist started and he transitioned to a series of shots, sometimes I think we're more accustomed to the protagonist taking us different places and having an interaction with all of the people in their neighborhood. Kind of like if you've seen that movie Clifford the Big Red Dog, the young child actress, she's like that. She visits many different places, and in doing so and following her routine, we get to see the different characters in this movie that come later into the film. And that's what we're seeing, I think.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm just going to say popcorn, popcorn, popcorn. The worst movie I've seen in a while.
Since Mad Max, Furious the Saga. Hey, I'm just telling our audience. I got to give my perspective, because you're like popcorn, popcorn, popcorn.
Oh, when I say that, that means I'm throwing popcorn at the screen.
Boo! Boo! If you can imagine Miss P doing that, boo! Boo! Whatever you imagine she looks like, right? But anyways, yeah. Production elements. I mean, as far as location wise, production value, it's the country. What are you gonna do? It's the country. And if you've ever been to the country, when I say country, I mean the country. I mean the country. I mean a country country. I mean where there's only one of everything and even that one thing that they have is probably no bigger than definitely not bigger than 500 square feet and very rarely over 1,000 square feet. Only grocery stores. Okay, there's some things bigger than 1,000 square feet. No, not really. I've been to the country, lived in country now. Anyways, yeah. Anything else you want to say about production elements?
No.
Which brings us to number 4, directing. Come on, Miss P, tell us about that good old directing.
It was horrible because he took a movie about zombies and made it about something else. He made a bunch of, it was kind of like he made a whole bunch of statements in one movie. And the statements would be something like, it's an environmentalist movie. Like it's environment. It's about the environment, basically. It's like, what do people do to come together when the world is going crazy? Do you band together? Do you go out by yourself? What do you do? It's one of those type of things. Like the zombies are out there, but it's just a metaphor movie. It's about a bunch of metaphors. And it didn't strike my fancy the way I thought it should. because what he did was he took a whole bunch of stuff, environmentalist stuff, absurdity, classism, just different things. Didn't the directing for me was all over the place because it literally the movie fell apart right in the middle.
Yeah, so it definitely so basically the Earth's axis has shifted, as we said earlier, and they say it's due to polar fracking. And all of the characters know this. At least not all of them. Not all of them. Chief Robertson's like, how do you know this? Like, how do you know this? Right? But it's really Officer Peterson here who knows so much. Like he's like, it's polar fracking, and then it's our kid Geronimo, right? Geronimo, he knows it, right? He's like, the kids know the most, though. If you listen to those kids, they're talking about all the bad things that can happen when the Earth's axis shifts. And then I think Geronimo did say some polar fracking, but fracking, that fracking pretty much caused the Earth's axis to shift. That's what they're saying. And so that's said throughout the movie. That's what she's talking about. Towards the end of the movie, they're talking about she already said, Miss M already said that Hermit Bob is narrating, and he is narrating. And he's narrating, no, none of the zombies are after them. Because, Chief Robertson, he has noticed that all zombies tend to go to all of the places that they frequented while they were living. And so most people don't really tend to hang out in the woods. So they're not there. And towards the end, when the last stand is being made, you have what I call consumerism commentary. Because that's what it is Hermit Bob's making a lot of statements. He's making consumer statements, statements about consumerism and basically materialism, and that this is how we got here. He's talking about Nintendo 64s. He's talking about all of those things. He mentions many brands that we are all very familiar with. So I can see that. And as far as the beginning, middle, end, the beginning is like, what is going on? The axis is shifting. The middle is, OMG, we got zombies in the house. The ending is completely unresolved. And I have issues with things being unresolved too, as you will see in the next 2 weeks with our release, but next release. But yeah, I mean it's a very quirky movie. So again, this is a film directed and written by Jim Jarmusch. If I didn't say your name correctly, please do politely correct me, because I would love to say that correctly if I didn't. And Jim, I guess you could say Jim has a dry sense of humor. So, because, let me think, I'm trying to think if I'm giving a spoiler. I'm not gonna, okay, there's something that's really off the wall. I'm not gonna say what it is. I've already decided I'm not gonna say what it is. Yeah, as always. Okay, we encourage you to, well, watch the film for yourself. Miss P is Miss P. And, well, Miss M, well, Miss M. We want you to watch it. I'm not gonna tell you what happens, but there is a part where our chief says to Officer Robertson, he basically is saying how he's really uncomfortable with how Ronnie Peterson has been conducting himself. Like he's cool as a cucumber, right? And he's addressing is like how is this and what is this and how did you know everything was going to happen? And then Officer Ronnie Peterson answers him, and we are not going to say what the answer is. Okay. Officer Ronnie Peterson answers Chief Cliff Robertson's question with something that is an absurdity. One of those absurdities Miss P doesn't like. Anyway, so it did win some awards though, Miss P. Are you excited to hear about that?
Let's see what they won.
I love your interest. Your enthusiasm. It's contagious. So let's talk about what they did win. Now, I will say that there were also nominees. It was nominated for Best Horror Film in the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy and Horror Films in the Saturn Award. Also, Best Makeup. Okay. And then it was nominated in the Cannes Film Festival. And it was a nominee in 2020 at the Casting Society of America. And then look at this. Okay, so in 2019, nominee for the Teen Choice Award, because you know Selena Gomez is really popular, right? And then for the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards, it was a winner for Best Makeup, Michael Marino. Yeah, makeup. Okay. Makeup is nice. It won again in the Columbus Film Critics Association for Actor of the Year for an exemplary body of work, Adam Driver. So,
I don't know if they was looking at what I was looking at, cause oh Lord.
like, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, it's and so I think this movie, it just it really is most people don't have dry humor. I think that's like how most people in our population just aren't left-handed. Personally, is what I think.
It's not the fact that I don't have a dry, like my humor is very dry, but it's not like biscuit without buttermilk type of dry. Like you're a biscuit with no buttermilk. Like it's not that kind of dry. My sense of humor is I like stuff like that, but it just did not. It fell apart for me. And when things fall apart for me, I'm not here for it. Like I'm not here for the poo poo. I don't want to get bamboozled. If you're gonna make something, I need a good strong beginning, a good strong middle, and a good strong end. It's like a sandwich. I need my bread, I need my fixings in the middle, and I need my other slice of bread. Don't give me a lettuce sandwich and say it's a sandwich. I mean, it could be, but I want bread. I don't want lettuce.
Yes, yes, I completely understand. But this film is dry, people. It's dry. You heard what she said. She still needs her buttermilk, her biscuit, right? This film is dry. When it comes on the level of a dry humor, it's like she said at the very beginning, Miss P, like the Sahara type dry. Okay? So, Jim. Hey, Jim. Can I call you Jim? Jim, you know what? All I have to say is I'm actually interested in a sequel because I too would like some resolution because Zelda? My gosh, Zelda. I knew she wasn't
Uh,
from anywhere. I like Zelda. Zelda and her samurai sword. Anyway,
she got taken up.
what did you say?
She got taken up.
Yeah, and that's all we're gonna say. We're not gonna say anything else. She got
Oh, I know.
no, I'm talking to the audience. he we like she got taken up, right? So Zelda, my goodness, Miss P. I think that brings us to acting, right? Miss P. Miss P. I guess that brings us to directing. Excuse Miss P. I guess that brings us to number three, the quality of acting.
Individually, acting was good. Danny Glover always, like always, does a great job.
Yeah.
But collectively, as a whole, it was really problematic for me.
Is it because you feel like there's a lack of chemistry?
Between everybody, yes. The only people that I saw that had real chemistry was the kids.
True. They definitely had a very noticeable chemistry.
Everybody else, on the other hand, hogwash. Throw it away.
Okay, I got you. I think the acting was good. But to have an ensemble cast, that means to have amazing, exemplary type of chemistry. So I liked the acting. But I do see what she's talking about the chemistry too. I did like one of my favorite characters was Winston. Very quirky. Is very quirky, and they did it. They hired the right actors for this. I don't think anybody else could have portrayed that role better than Tilda Swinton. Hey Tilda, how's it going? Hello from Miss M and of course Miss P.
She rolls well. So I have come to notice that every role that she has taken has been crazy.
I think she's able to portray this.
She's very androgynous. Just like when she was in Constantine, she played the archangel Michael or Gabriel. I forget. Gabriel, I believe. And she was very androgynous in that. You didn't know if it was a girl or a boy. You see what I'm saying? Like she's always played weird characters. And I think that's her thing, is that she doesn't necessarily like does it on purpose, but she's like, I play weird characters good. So if it's a weird character, give it to me.
It's a preference. It's either a preference, typecasting, or both.
I think it's both.
But yeah, definitely. But I liked it. And whenever Tilda plays in something, I like her character. I like her acting as an actress. And to me, I she actually has one of my favorite scenes when so Tilda is a foreigner. Okay, we believe she comes from Scotland, and she she works at the funeral home. She's the funeral home director, and she's got this whole hybrid going on. It's like half. This is where I practice my samurai swordship, and then the other half is this is where I prepare dead bodies. So it's very interesting. One of my favorite scenes is when she's putting makeup on them, and my lord, that makeup. That makeup. I was like, girl, well, what are you doing to their face? Did they ask for that? Did is that what
Or were you just doing your 1-2 on them?
she had her magazine open for a makeup reference picture? And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And then as she's putting on the makeup, they begin to open her eye. One of the bodies opens his eyes, right? And then she closes it. And then there's a zombie on the left. That zombie opens its eyes, and she closes that. But then the other zombie opens it. She's like, "Oh, so what is this?" He said, "This is unnatural. So the dead don't want to die." You know, so
She did the thing. She used the name of the movie in the movie while the movie was happening.
and that happened a
But
lot.
here's the other thing. But here's the other thing. The guy that was Kylo Ren from Star Wars,
Adam Driver. Oh,
in this movie, he is very self-aware. He knows what's happening.
yes,
And I'm
Adam
not going to
Driver.
tell you why he knows what's happening, but he knows what's happening, and he's the only self-aware character in the movie.
Yeah, this is true. He's the Officer Ronnie Peterson, portrayed by Adam Driver. The kids are really self-aware too, though. Remember?
Yeah, but here's the thing. He said what he said, but they didn't say that.
Well, they talked about they talked about there were three characters that said zombies could happen before zombies appeared in the movie. It was the kids as a set, then it was Hermit Bob, and then Officer Ronnie Peterson. But you know what? You're right. As far as this is a different level of self awareness. Maybe we need a division, but you are right. When it comes to a character that's self aware, nobody's going to beat Officer Ronnie Peterson. Nobody. Nobody. He is very self aware. Very oddly self aware. You're gonna have to watch the movie to find out. All right. Anything else you want to talk about that?
Not at all.
Sound quality and effect. What do you think about that, Miss
They kept going back to the country singer that sung the main song.
Sturgill?
I thought that was kind of odd, but it worked. Like it worked for the movie itself.
I, it definitely did work for the movie. I mean, as far as sound quality and effects, it definitely worked. I do remember thinking that when the zombies were eating, you could definitely hear it. And when they dropped the flesh on the floor and it just into the ground, oh gosh. Oh, you could hear it. You really could. But then I went back to the movie. So and for effects and the weird things and blackness and stuff coming out of their bodies, I have no complaints. What about you?
Not at all. So for me, the sound quality and effects, when they would play the song, it was loud and clear. And it was kind of like they made a reference within a reference in that movie.
Yeah,
So
I can see that.
they made a reference to Groundhog Day. that Bill Murray was in because that was Bill Murray. So
Yeah. Hey, Bill.
I made a reference to Groundhog Day because he kept going, didn't we already do this before? Didn't you already take this before?
And then he's sick of it being played over and over again, so he throws out the scene.
Yeah.
You know what we were like, I don't want to keep hearing it over and over again.
He made a reference within a reference of a movie. So for that, I like those little Easter eggs like that, but you have to really watch it to know what's really going on. But he made that reference. And so for me, looking at that was pretty hilarious because it was like, didn't we already do this? Didn't you already talk to me about this? Didn't you already say this again?
Yeah, yeah. I think that's true. I think it's true. And, while we were watching the movie, Miss P said that they played a song, The Dead Don't Die, over and over again. There's a reason behind it. Did you ever zone in on that interest? That 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 reason?
Go ahead and tell me.
Oh, I asked you. You said,
It was Groundhog's Day.
oh, okay, okay. So that's what you're saying. So okay, I think maybe it was they were trying to foreshadow because
Well,
everybody
that,
had an
but
interest in the song.
uh-huh.
But don't you think? I thought that was awkward. I did. I thought
What, everybody like that one song?
that everybody was into it. Everybody. Even like Selena Gomez's character was into it. She in the movie, she had some screen time, in her fate. But, even her character was into it too. Um, I was like, okay, really? Oh, okay. Everybody's oddly into this, and maybe they're into it because
That's what ties everybody together, if you really think about it.
yeah, it's the end of the world. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I think
But
they know
no,
it.
it's not even that. It's a foreshadowing because every time somebody, you have to really look at it. Every time somebody played that song, what happened to them? They wound up dying
Exactly.
every single time.
It's the end of the world. And they knew it. Indeed, yes, foreshadowing. Yes. So,
Because what I was going to say was just like when Danny Glover's character, they had entrapped themselves in and they were like, are we going to go help them? And he looked over, he saw them zombies and he said, nope, it kept driving.
it was really Officer Mindy Morrison, portrayed by Chloe Sevigny. Like, she was like that character. She did a good job with her role and her acting because I thought she was so annoying. That means because she annoyed me, that means she did a good job. She was like, please, please, just go, get us out of here. The story would have been different if she wasn't there, but she was, so they kept going. Goodness, that woman, that character. Ugh, ugh.
She did her thing though.
Yeah, she did. She did do her thing. Well, yeah, that's all I got to say about number two. What about you?
That's all I got to say about number two.
Then, coming in at number one, cinematography. Ding, ding, ding. Do your thing, Miss P.
The cinematography on this one was very poor for me because it was shot well, but it wasn't shot. I'm looking for things like The Fall, Apocalypto. I'm looking at things like even Mad Max Furiosa. And you know how I don't like that movie at all.
Cinematography was pretty
I'm
good.
looking for,
The
huh?
cinematography was good.
But when I rate them to this, it was kind of like it was very basic, like nothing was over the top. I like stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Very basic, nothing over the top, but this was so basic that it looked like, hey, get in your car, drive. I'm going to film you while you drive. I just, it didn't do it for me this time. Like, I just didn't like this movie. Was the movie funny? Did it make me laugh? Sure. But did I enjoy it? Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Now, for shot
Mm-mm.
design, they did take advantage of some good shots. Zelda is in the funeral home. She's applying the makeup. The camera is directly overhead, so you don't see Zelda. Instead, you see the top of her between they intercut between over top her head and then a medium shot of her face so you can see her. So they did take advantage of some cinematography there. Overall, I would say if we're talking about cinematography, okay, I mean, I don't have any complaints. I have no complaints here. No complaints. You could see at night, Miss P, in the night scene.
Mm-hmm. And I appreciate that. I'm not saying I'm not totally eating it up, but I'm just saying it wasn't my fancy. It did not strike my fancy. It just didn't do it for me this time.
It just didn't do it
That's
for
why
me.
it got a bell pepper.
Bell pepper. And are you thinking about possibly bringing it up to a jalapeno?
Bell pepper it is.
Bell pepper. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. She's dating at a bell pepper. Haha. So I think uh, it is what it is. I mean, I think it's cool. Ah, yes. Yes. One of the things Hermit Bob says at the end of his narration when Officer Chief Cliff Robertson and Officer Ronnie Peterson they literally go to do battle at the end of this film. As they do battle with the zombie, and the Hermit Bob is giving his narration and commentary as always. His consumerism commentary, that is. And he ends his commentary with, "What a beeped up world." And that's how our story ends. No resolution whatsoever. so if you haven't seen The Dead Don't Die, please do. Please do. We want you to watch it. Isn't that right, Miss P?
I plead the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. Anyways, hey everybody. That's it for me. What about you, Miss P?
Go to our Patreon, go to our Spotify, go to our YouTube, go to our Apple Play Store. We're in there. Look us up. Talk to us. We need the engagement.
Yes. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you think. And if you haven't seen the movie, go watch it. Then come back, tell us what you think. Hit us up. You got the links. Go ahead. And maybe perhaps we have reviewed a movie that you have seen. Talk to us. We would love to engage with you. Some nice, beautiful, and kind engagement. Well, everybody, I'm Miss M, and I'm about this piece.
And I'm Miss P. Bye.
See y'all later.